Hey everyone, it's Will here from SenseThat. So this video is the first of a series in which we'll use the Power Query and Power Pivot add-ins in Excel to connect to financial markets data and build a little portfolio analysis within Excel. And so the objective of this first session is really to show you how Power Query can effectively scrape any kind of data you have within the internet and create a connection to that data. And then we'll upload that data into our Power Pivot model, but we'll save the actual KPI creation with Power Pivot for a future session in which we'll really go through the basics of Power Pivot, create our first measures, and really grasp the power that it gives you. So I'm in this historical data page within Yahoo looking at the Apple stock specifically. So you can find the link to this page in the video description or in our blog article if you're reading the blog. So I have this table here with historical data of Apple stock and the traded volume. So I can select the time period and we'll look at a 5-year period. Let's choose that as an example. So I click done and I apply. So this web page now contains a table with 5 years worth of data. And we have a few options when it comes to connecting to this data with Power Query. So one thing you could do is to connect directly to this link. So you could use Power Query, which is now called Data in Excel 2016. You could go into the other sources here from web and paste the link of this Yahoo page. But unfortunately, Power Query will only recognize the first 100 rows of the table. So we kind of have to find a way to work around this. The other option is to download data. So this link is for you to download a table. So it's a CSV file with all the raw data. So the issue with this option is that this is a static file with the raw data up until October 6th here, as you can see. But on Monday, so today's a Friday, on Monday, I want my raw data to update to the latest financial data. And this CSV file is not going to update. So we also want to work a way around this. And actually what you can do is right click on the download data hyperlink and copy the link address. And now within Excel, so I'm looking at data in my ribbon. This is Excel 2016. So data is now the new name for Power Query. If I go in new query and from file from CSV, rather than select a file here that I've downloaded onto my laptop, I'm going to paste, so Control V, that link that we just got off the internet, and I'm going to say open. So the Yahoo Finance data is now imported into Power Query. So this is the Power Query environment. This is where you can apply a variety of steps to clean and shape your data. You can eliminate columns, you can rename columns, you can replace values, you can merge this table with another table. But for now, I mean, this is all we want. This is the raw data. We have hundreds of rows here, so 5 years worth of data. And you can actually notice on the right here that Power Query automatically applied a couple of steps. So if you look at the source here, column names just showed here on the first row and not on the column headers. And Power Query automatically promoted those headers, and that's exactly what we want. And it also changed the data type. So again, here if we look at the date column, here in the transform in the ribbon, we see that the data type is date, which is great. That's what we want. And then these columns here are decimal numbers, and that's exactly what we want too. So one important step here for future reference is to name this table. So rather than have this long link, let's just call it AAPL, so like the Apple ticker. And then I'm ready to upload this data to my Power Pivot model. To do that, close and load, and go onto close and load to. So the reason for this is we actually just want to create a connection with the data source. We don't actually want to paste this raw data table into the Excel sheet. What we want is just to connect to the data and upload it straight into the Power Pivot model. And so it's really important here that you select add this data to the data model. So load. And so as you can see now on the right, I've got this Power Query window which shows my queries. So right now I just have one, which is our Apple table. And it says that all of those rows, those 5 years worth of data, are now loaded into Power Pivot. And so to open Power Pivot, I just select on the ribbon, go on to Manage. And we've now got our Yahoo Finance raw data for the Apple stock uploaded into Power Pivot. And so in the next session, what we'll do is we'll apply our first Power Pivot measures onto this raw data set and really kind of understand what Power Pivot brings to the table and why it'll make you so powerful. So yeah, make sure you save the file, and yeah, we'll see you in the next session. Thanks for watching.